The Austin morning sun, a familiar golden haze, usually signaled Sarah Jensen's ritualistic zeal. At 28, she lived in a compact, meticulously organized South Austin apartment, a vibrant district matching her quiet ambition. Her weekdays began before dawn. Invigorating runs along Lady Bird Lake, cool air cutting through the heat, then an oat milk latte from her South Congress coffee shop, where coffee aroma mingled with barbecue scent. This serene start preceded long, intensely focused hours at Vanguard Digital, a mid-sized, competitive marketing firm downtown. She'd poured 3 years of life, heart, and talent into Vanguard, climbing from entry-level to senior marketing associate. Her promotion to marketing manager was imminent, a goal she diligently worked for, often staying late, fueled by passion and unwavering commitment. Her cubicle, overlooking Congress Avenue, was her sanctuary. Organized files, industry reports, and a small, cherished photo of her and her younger sister, Maya, at graduation. Sarah, the dependable elder sister, always had a clear vision, pushing forward, planning not just for herself, but for Maya's graduate school expenses. Sarah excelled not just by effort, but ingenuity. She had an uncanny knack for predictive analytics, deciphering complex consumer behaviors from data, crafting digital campaigns that shattered client targets, setting new firm benchmarks. Her Q3 report, detailing a staggering 30% increase for Synergy apps, was internally circulated as an industry-leading example. She prided herself on innovative approaches, pioneering novel ways to leverage nascent social media and data-driven content strategies before they went mainstream. She was Vanguard's quiet, powerful engine, much of its creative output and client success. Then Mark Thorne arrived. He didn't just join Vanguard, he swooped in, a whirlwind of manufactured charisma, taking the marketing director role. A recent, splashy hire from a trendier, but unstable San Francisco startup that had folded spectacularly. Mark was 42, impeccably groomed, sharp-jawed, sharper-suited, with an ego preceding him. He spoke in corporate buzzwords, boasting incessantly about his dynamic, disruptive leadership style. But in practice, it translated into aggressive micromanagement, taking credit, and a pathological need to be the smartest person. He was, as Office Whispers confirmed, a textbook Aries' all-aggressive ambition, fiery, impulsive temper, and an insatiable need to dominate. Sarah felt immediate unease, a prickling foreboding. His first team meeting was less collaboration, more an extended, self-congratulatory monologue about his past triumphs and how he would revolutionize Vanguard. He barely made eye contact below manager level, certainly not with Sarah, who sat quietly, meticulously documenting his bombast. Conflict grew swiftly, a low, menacing flame. Mark routinely dismissed Sarah's suggestions in team meetings, with a dismissive wave or condescending chuckle, only to rediscover them later privately, present them as his brilliant insights, and email them to upper management, his name as sole author. He'd massage her meticulously prepared reports, making minor, cosmetic changes before submitting them, ensuring his name, not hers, was front and center. Sarah, pragmatic and career-focused, tolerated it stoically. She focused on work quality, confident her tangible results would speak for themselves. Her promotion was still on the horizon, and she refused to let his petty politics, transparent insecurities, or audacious credit stealing derail her path. The breaking point arrived on a sweltering Tuesday in early June 2018. Austin's humidity hung heavy, mirroring the oppressive office atmosphere. Sarah had spent weeks fine-tuning a critical Synergy apps presentation, unveiling a bold, personalized digital outreach campaign, leveraging AI-driven content for unprecedented targeting. The client was ecstatic. The campaign launched, initial metrics stellar. Mark, however, needing to assert control, insisted on last-minute tweaks to the client deck. In his haste, he introduced a minor, significant factual error regarding market penetration rates. Sarah, a stickler for accuracy, quietly pointed it out in a meticulously worded email, offering to correct it before the CEO saw the final report. Her tone was professional, objective, citing correct figures and verifiable data. That email, a seemingly innocuous act, was her undoing. Perceived not as helpful but a direct challenge, an unforgivable affront to his fragile ego. An hour later, her Slack pinged. "Sarah, my office. Now." Mark's tone was clipped icy. Sarah's stomach tightened. She walked the bright corridor, office hum a stark contrast to her thumping chest. Each step was heavy, leading to confrontation. Mark's office was minimalist, sleek, cold. He sat rigidly behind his glass desk, leaning back, predatory glint in his eyes. He didn't offer a seat, a power play. The air was thick with unspoken accusation. "Sarah," he began, voice low, deceptively calm, a tremor of anger beneath. "I received your email." He paused. "It seems you have a disturbing tendency to overstep, to question authority, to believe your judgment is superior to mine." He laced his fingers. Sarah swallowed, trying to maintain composure. "Mark, it was a minor factual correction. Numbers were off by 2 percentage points. I simply wanted accuracy before the CEO saw the report." He scoffed, a sharp, derisive sound laced with contempt. "Accuracy, Sarah, or insubordination? Do you comprehend the impression that creates for the client, for me? That I, your director, can't be trusted with basic data? You undermine me. You deliberately made me look bad." He leaned forward, voice rising, a vein throbbing in his temple. "And frankly, your ambition, your relentless need to prove yourself, it's not just disruptive, it's toxic. This isn't about teamwork, Sarah. It's always about you. Your glory, your ego." He slammed his hand on the desk, not shattering the glass but making Sarah flinch. "I've decided, Sarah," he continued, voice a low, menacing growl, "that you need a lesson in humility. A profound lesson in understanding your place within the corporate structure. A clear lesson in what happens when you challenge leadership." He picked up her employment contract, pointing with emphasis. "Effective immediately, your hours are being cut by 50%. That's right. Half, no more overtime, no more leading projects. You'll assist with basic data entry, tedious administrative tasks, and whatever else I, in my sole discretion, deem appropriate. This isn't a negotiation. This is a directive. It's indefinite until I see a significant, tangible shift in your attitude, until you learn to be a true team player, until you genuinely respect authority. Consider it a necessary adjustment." He ended with a tight, mirthless smile, a chillingly triumphant glint. A well-deserved lesson. Sarah felt blood drain, extremities growing cold. Half her hours, a devastating financial catastrophe. Rent, student loans, Maya's fund all collapsing. Her meticulously constructed future, rubble by one man's petty vindictiveness. Scalding humiliation, then a cold, searing anger. She stared, vision blurring, unable to speak. Throat constricted, eyes burning. She wanted to yell, to argue, to demand justice, but she knew it was pointless. He held power, and he was reveling. Without a word, back ramrod straight, trembling hands, she turned and walked out. She didn't go to her desk. Past cubicles, past conference rooms, to the elevator. Doors opened, revealing her stark reflection, pale, stunned, on the verge of breaking. She stepped inside, pressing lobby, and as doors closed, let out a ragged, choked breath. She drove home in a haze, Austin cityscape blurring. None registered, mind consumed by injustice. Numb, hollowed out. Inside her apartment, she collapsed on her sofa, city hum fading. Tears came then, hot, stinging, grief, white-hot anger, paralyzing fear. Cried for her lost future, for the injustice, for Mark Thorne's sheer audacity. Phone vibrated Maya, but she let it go to voicemail. She couldn't speak, not yet. Needed to feel the blow, let it overwhelm before rising. Hours passed, marked by shifting light. Despair receded, leaving a cold, hard knot of resolve. Mark wanted to teach a lesson? Fine, she would learn it, but not his. She would teach him one instead. A more profound one. A permanent one. Next morning, numbness gave way to fierce clarity. Reduced hours, a devastating blow, now presented an unexpected opportunity. more free time, time for something transformative. Turn his weapon against him. Sarah brewed strong coffee, bitter taste grounding her. Mind raced. Reviewed precarious finances, student loans non-negotiable, rent due soon, Maya's fund loomed. Needed a contingency plan fast. More, a strategic, devastating countermove. Mark's arrogance was his biggest weakness. All flash, no substance, reliant on others' labor. He'd taken credit for her strategies, but hadn't understood their mechanics, data science, or market insights. He couldn't replicate her successes. This was her leverage. Her cold, hard truth. For 6 months, in spare time, evenings, weekends fueled by passion for marketing and desire to be ahead of the curve, Sarah had developed a personal, independent project. A comprehensive, data-driven marketing framework for small, independent e-commerce businesses focused on sustainable, artisan products. She'd identified a significant, untapped market gap. Ethical businesses lacked sophisticated digital presence to compete. Her framework, built using advanced open-source analytics tools and deep understanding of targeted social media, was effective, cost-efficient, scalable. Her brainchild outside Vanguard's scope. A passion project meticulously refined. Now, this project became her lifeline, her secret weapon, her path to redemption and retribution. She spent every minute of her newfound, free, time. The hours Mark had cruelly stripped away, poring over her framework. Refined algorithms, crafted compelling mock campaigns, built detailed financial projections demonstrating undeniable ROI. Her apartment, once sanctuary, transformed into a war room. Laptop hummed, soundtrack to revenge. Ate quick meals, often forgetting, slept only when exhaustion forced, every waking moment perfecting her plan. Resolve hardening. Concurrently, meticulously documenting Mark's behavior. Dismissal of ideas, appropriation of work, email ray. Factual error, exact words cutting hours, smirks, condescending tones. Compiled screenshots, dates, witness names, detailed objective notes, creating an unassailable digital dossier. Simultaneously, she networked discreetly, like a predator stalking prey. Reactivated LinkedIn Premium, reaching out to trusted contacts. One name resonated. Elena Rodriguez, her former mentor, now VP of Digital Strategy at Horizon Innovations, a rising Austin competitor, renowned for ethical practices, innovation, employee-centric culture. Sarah knew Elena valued integrity and authentic innovation, traits Mark lacked. She crafted a concise, professional message to Elena, explaining her current, challenging Vanguard situation, without badmouthing Mark, stating reduced hours forced new opportunities. Requested informational interview, subtly hinting at a proprietary project. Elena, remembering Sarah's brilliance and tenacity, agreed without hesitation, intrigued. Meeting with Elena at a quiet coffee shop near Zilker Park, chosen for discretion. Sarah, impeccably dressed, radiating quiet confidence despite hardship, presented her e-commerce marketing framework. She demonstrated its potential with granular data, compelling projections, real-world case studies. Spoke with precision, passion, command, highlighting untapped market, cost-effectiveness, scalability. Shared, without naming names, challenges at Vanguard, focusing on lack of appreciation for innovative thought, stifling of initiative, toxic environment. Elena listened intently, thoughtful, occasionally nodding, scribbling notes. When Sarah finished, silence stretched, broken only by coffee cups. "Sarah," Elena finally said, voice soft but firm, genuine warmth. "This is truly exceptional. We've sought a strategic way to break into sustainable e-commerce for a year, but found no strategy this comprehensive or eloquently articulated. And frankly, Sarah, we value talent like yours here. We don't cut hours for no reason or stifle creativity." Her gaze was knowing. What would it take for you to bring this framework and your considerable talent to Horizon Innovations? A wave of profound relief almost buckled Sarah's knees. She maintained composure, responding with a strategically ambitious proposal. Senior Marketing Manager, leading a new division focused on her strategy, competitive salary, robust benefits, resources to build her own team. Not just a job, opportunity to lead, to innovate, to realize full potential. Within 2 weeks, after intense, positive interviews, Horizon extended an offer. Everything Sarah asked for and more. Substantial pay raise, comprehensive benefits, clear advancement path, and, most importantly, unfettered chance to implement vision. She accepted without hesitation. Now came the final act, meticulously planned execution of long-awaited revenge. Monday morning, 2 days after accepting Horizon's offer, Sarah walked into Vanguard Digital, a subtle spring in her step. Gave 2 weeks' notice to Brenda in HR, professionally stating new opportunity aligned with career aspirations. Brenda looked genuinely surprised, disappointed. "Oh, Sarah, we're sorry to see you go. You've been such a valuable, indispensable asset." Sarah offered a thin, enigmatic smile. Word of departure spread swiftly. Mark Thorne, predictably, seemed smug. Believed he'd taught her a lesson. She was fleeing, defeated. He stopped by her desk, a smirk. "So, Vanguard wasn't for you, huh? Good luck, tough market." "Thank you, Mark," Sarah replied, voice steady, gaze direct, meeting his stare. "I'm sure I'll manage just fine." During her remaining 2 weeks, Sarah performed duties with dispassionate diligence. Wrapped projects, handed over responsibilities clearly, assisted colleagues. Moved through old life like a ghost, preparing for rebirth. Digital dossier on Mark sat securely, silently waiting. On her final day, a crisp Friday, 2 significant appointments. First, a subdued farewell lunch with colleagues, expressing sadness and shared frustration with Mark's erratic management. Sarah listened, confirming his pervasive toxicity. Second, and crucial, with Brenda in HR, joined by David Chen, Vanguard's CEO. Mr. Chen was busy, rarely involved in individual departures, making his presence significant. Brenda, sensing malfeasance, must have requested his attendance. Sarah entered the sterile executive meeting room, manila folder in hand. Sat opposite Mr. Chen and Brenda, posture erect, expression composed. "Thank you for meeting me," she began, voice calm, professional, devoid of accusation. "I appreciate opportunity to discuss circumstances surrounding my departure." Mr. Chen, shrewd, valuing performance, leaned forward. "Sarah, Brenda says you're leaving for Horizon. Sorry to lose you, but understand it's a great opportunity. But I'm curious. Your performance here has been top tier. What truly prompted this move, beyond a new offer?" This was it. Her moment, voice impeccably even, purely factual. "Mr. Chen, Brenda, imperative for you to understand specific, actionable circumstances, not just for my sake, but Vanguard's operational health." She opened her folder. On June 5th, following a minor, critical, factual correction I made regarding market penetration in a client report, my director, Mark Thorne, significantly and intentionally reduced my working hours by 50%. He explicitly stated, and I quote, "to teach me a lesson in humility and to understand my place in the corporate structure." He also attributed my professional, data-backed suggestions as insubordination and claimed my ambition was disruptive to his authority. She paused, letting gravity sink in. Brenda's eyes widened, alarm replacing concern. Mr. Chen's jaw tightened. "I've meticulously documented every instance of his behavior," Sarah continued, voice unwavering, "including the email ray, factual error, precise date/time of meeting, direct quotes. Also irrefutable evidence, months old, of Mark consistently taking undue credit for my innovative strategies, presenting them as his own, without attribution or true understanding of underlying data. This includes the successful Q3 Synergy Apps campaign, which he later claimed as his brainchild." She laid out printouts, emails, Slack messages, notes. No anger, only cold, hard facts, surgically precise. This wasn't merely a personal slight. It was, effectively, corporate sabotage. My forced reduction, coupled with his mismanagement and profound lack of strategic vision, directly impacted team output, client relationships, market position. He was demonstrably incapable of maintaining momentum created by my strategies, and morale plummeted under his volatile leadership. She concluded, voice gaining resonance. My decision to leave, therefore, was not simply for a new opportunity. It was a professional necessity. To escape an untenable, toxic work environment where my valuable contributions were actively suppressed, growth undermined, career sabotaged by a superior profoundly threatened by genuine competence. Mr. Chen picked up documents, face a mask of controlled fury, mind connecting dots. A businessman first, he understood performance, data, integrity. Not just a disgruntled employee. A skilled asset presenting an ironclad case against a liability. Just as Sarah finished, another piece fell into place. While meeting underway, an internal company-wide email inadvertently forwarded to Vanguard's marketing team by a junior associate. Press release from Horizon Innovations, announcing launch of groundbreaking new marketing division. Spearheaded by new senior marketing manager, Sarah Jensen, and her innovative strategy for sustainable e-commerce. Highlighted unique approach, insights, projected growth, all hallmarks of Sarah's independent project. Timing was devastatingly, spectacularly perfect. Cosmic irony. Mr. Chen's phone buzzed, excused himself. Returned minutes later, face pale, eyes sharp, incandescent fury. He'd been briefed on Horizon's announcement. Understood full, cataclysmic scope of what Vanguard lost and why. Sarah hadn't just left. She'd taken a proprietary, profitable, market-dominating strategy, developed under Vanguard's roof, perfected on her own time due to Mark Thorne's deliberate actions. Not just a lost employee. A lost market, opportunity, profound strategic blunder directly attributable to one man. "Thank you, Sarah," Mr. Chen said, voice dangerously calm. "We will conduct a full, immediate, extremely thorough investigation, and I assure you appropriate decisive action will be taken." He stood, extending his hand, grip firm. "I sincerely wish you the very best at Horizon. You've clearly made quite an impression, both here and there." Not just polite farewell, acknowledgement of her strategic brilliance, value, and Mark's catastrophic misjudgment. Sarah shook his hand, a small, knowing, satisfied smile. "Thank you, Mr. Chen, I appreciate that." She walked out of Vanguard Digital for the last time, Austin's sun shining, but now brighter. Warmer. Weight gone, replaced by profound vindication, soaring lightness. Next Monday, Sarah started her exhilarating role at Horizon Innovations. Corner office, panoramic views of Colorado River, downtown skyline, a symbolic step up. Leading a dedicated team, implementing her vision, strategies garnering significant attention. She thrived, creativity unleashed, ambition nurtured. Back at Vanguard Digital, investigation into Mark Thorne was swift, merciless, brutal. Departmental performance, already spiraling after Sarah's removal, cratered. News of Horizon's success with her strategy, one Mark couldn't conceive, much less execute, was the final, devastating nail. CEO David Chen, incandescent with fury, didn't hesitate. Mark Thorne was summarily fired. Not just for unprofessional conduct, but for tangible financial losses, severe reputational damage, profound strategic blunder inflicted upon Vanguard. His lesson backfired spectacularly, poetically. He, self-proclaimed disruptor, disrupted. He, who sought to humble, humiliated himself, not by confrontation, but by undeniable, irrefutable power of results. Arrogance his undoing. Sarah Jensen never looked back. She let her exceptional work, unshakable integrity, quiet, relentless determination do the talking. Results? Spoke volumes, echoing Mark's ignominious downfall and her triumphant ascent through Austin. She not only survived, she flourished, proving true power lies not in asserting dominance, but in cultivating brilliance, fostering innovation, letting talent speak for itself. Her lesson paid off, but Mark Thorne was unwitting student, taught a harsh, indelible truth by the woman he arrogantly sought to diminish.